Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive 717. I am back with another reading. I am here with Mega Good Vibes, our saucy little beaver. So I want to come on and I want to share a strong message, guys, because there was one person in particular that was very triggered by the community post that I shared. And these are the shifts that are taking place. This is the divine feminine stepping in to nurture and protect. I feel like if many of you are in your Empress energy, it is Mother Earth who is guiding you to protect and nurture the world, the planet. Okay, so the message that I'm getting is the divine feminine. Your energy at this time, it's very strong. It can't be molded or moved or swayed. I feel like you are planting your feet firmly into the ground and saying no. This is the way that it needs to be. We need to put more focus back into ourselves as healthy women who are looking for healthy men. Okay, I think I shared that in one of my past readings as well, where I talked about the divine feminine wanting to attract healthy divine masculine energy. And I feel like one of the biggest things that your masculines are attracted to right now is your strength, divine feminine. Okay, you are going against the grain. You are, like, what I'm seeing is the divine feminine energy is here to correct things, to put things back in order, to put things where they need to be. And there's a huge emphasis and focus on family life, okay, protecting our children. And when it comes to protecting and nurturing children and making them feel valued and safe, I feel like many feminines are stepping up to the plate, and it's really calling in your divine masculines as well to see things a little bit differently. You guys have to remember, on a twin flame journey, the more you ascend and the more you shift and the more you can get rid of the old paradigms. And one of those paradigms that we need to get rid of is women thinking that showing their bodies off and being promiscuous, that's freedom or authenticity, right? We have to help women remember that their bodies are sacred. The fact that women can give birth and men cannot, it tells us that our bodies are sacred. Something simple as, me having the realization the other day. I was taking my son out and I ended up putting on a pair of yoga pants and I was going to put on a sweater, and I stopped for a second and I was like, I don't like that these pants are so tight. I really don't want men glaring at me while I'm out with my son and I'm on my own and I'm by myself. And I feel like some of the outdated things that we've been taught as women is that, like men should, learn to control themselves and men should respect women. And guys, there is something different that goes on in their biology and their brain. And I strongly feel that it is up to us as women to honor ourselves and protect ourselves, and to be 10 steps ahead. That if you go out in public and you wear cleavage and you wear short skirts, you're gonna get stared at. It's the way their brain is built. So it doesn't make sense going out there provoking a situation and then playing the victim. Okay, so let's start normalizing that it's not okay for you to have your kids on social media. Like, personally, I think that as a parent, like, you should be held responsible, like even legally, if your child has a social media account and they're under the age of 12. I really do feel that if you put your kids on social media for views, or you're dancing in videos with them, you're not conscious enough to pay attention to the types of music that they're listening to and these little trends, and then they want to go and listen to the entire song so they can practice their dance moves, and some of the messages that are being brought up in the type of songs that they're listening to, TikTok, Instagram, all of these things. If you think that it's acceptable to do those things just because they'll get exposed to it anyway, then you're part of the problem. Because I feel that feminine energy is here to say that might be the way it is, but it's not safe for our children. So I am here to stop it, and I am here to change it. And I feel like, many of us who are in that Empress energy, we are here to help heal and protect and help the planet shift and grow and evolve. We are here to build strong divine feminines who can then attract strong divine masculines, so that we can start helping the planet heal. We're no longer going to have, people acting out of fear and loneliness, right? We're going to strengthen the connection between family, and I feel like that starts with taking care of our children, okay? And this message comes right at a time when Maggie gets a baby, right at the time Maggie gets a baby. All of a sudden, I am feeling very passionate about making sure that, if you are a woman, if you are a mother, if you resonate with the divine feminine energy, let us stop normalizing that showing off our bodies and being promiscuous, and that is not freedom, guys. Having control and knowing that as the feminine energy, you have so much power, especially when it comes to your body, and being responsible with that, and teaching our young women that is your power. So you keep it sacred, and you protect it, and you do not exploit it, and you do not expose it. Okay, so that's my rant on that. I'm going to draw a few cards around this energy, and then I'm going to wrap up this short message today, okay? Divine Feminine, with all of these changes ahead and the things that you are feeling, what is your message from the universe in order to keep going, to keep pushing ahead? Okay, so we have the Magician. Okay, so you can do anything, take charge of your life, you can manifest what you need to be a success. Okay, so I feel like this is a message for many of you who you do feel this way, right? Like there's certain views that many of you have, and it is forcing you to return back to tradition, protection, making sure that, again, our children are safe, because I think that many of us are experiencing certain things that happen in relationships on the twin flame journey, and it is making us reflect and do a lot of inner child healing. So those of you who do have children, you're naturally wanting to take charge of your life again and create, with the Magician energy, healthier environments, healthier atmospheres, and you want to be able to create that for your children with strength and dignity and grace, and go against the grain. Anyone that's being inappropriate and they don't know how to discern when it comes to social media and exploiting themselves and their children to the vast amount of strangers out there in the world, if they don't have the common sense to understand or know that this is a real thing, these are real energies that are happening in the world, and if you don't know how to protect at the forefront, this is information that's going to start coming back in. Many of you through this reading, if it's found you and it resonates, a lot of you are going to remember, oh yes, I understand why I'm here. It's to help control the paradigm shift, right? To make sure that we're in control of the paradigm shift. Otherwise, social media is going to eat us alive, guys. Like, as adults, we struggle with it, right? It's like an addiction, checking your phone every time, scrolling through your feed. How many likes do you have? Do we really want that pressure on our children? Keep them away from social media, and please do not normalize that, well, they're gonna see it anyway. Be a responsible parent. Be responsible and say, no, they're not gonna see it anyway, because I'm in control of the devices in this home. We're gonna shut off screen time, and we're gonna go on a hike. We're gonna shut off screen time, we're gonna go to the store, we're gonna buy a bunch of paint, and we're gonna find out what's on our minds today and express it through paint. The problem is a lot of people find that interacting with their kids in front of a camera, it's just easier than having to put in the effort to grow their imagination. Let's normalize growing our kids' imagination again and giving them physical tools to use and work with rather than just a screen, okay? We have the Nine of Autumn here, okay? So reward yourself for your hard work, being happily and successfully self-employed, cherishing your time alone. I feel too that like a lot of you are waking up, and that's why you're treasuring your time alone, because you're able to receive these messages when you disengage from artificial intelligence, you disengage from social media, everyone's input, everyone's energy. You're learning to not teach this pattern to your children. So many of you are really having to stay grounded and have a lot of strength in today's world, okay? In this information age that we're in, many of us are really fighting and being a warrior to find that balance between traditional values and accepting the ease of information and what it's able to do and who we're able to reach. Okay, we have the 9 and 10. So take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or other loved ones, making wise investments or planning for retirement, honoring family traditions. I told you guys. Okay, I can't make it up. So a lot of you are finding abundance and you are finding strength, and you will be supported the more you support the family tradition, people connecting authentically, and anything that tends to take away from the true connection between families, it's all going to be disengaged, right? Many of us are going to find the strength to really stay away from it. Sorry guys, I'm trying to zoom in so that you guys can see the message. Let me just get a little closer. Okay, so, I feel that this message has been repetitive for a lot of you, and everyone, like, it's easy to get caught up in it because there's so many apps on our phone, and all you do is, log in and out, and, sometimes we might find that it's easier to, put our children in front of the TV, or it takes away from the connection. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like you get engulfed into someone else's life or someone else, and I find like the YouTube shorts and things like that, like it's becoming more and more like, let's just jump from one thing to one thing to one thing to one thing to one thing, like, one thing to the next. And so when we expose our children to that, they don't know how to focus, they don't know how to be patient, they don't know how to remember what's important. Everything becomes so fast-paced. You get crankier children, they throw tantrums at the slightest things. It's because they're in that fast-paced environment. So guys, make sure that you stick to family traditions, slow things down, craft with your children, make sure you guys set the table, say your prayers, say your affirmations. Don't just expose your kids to the 3D world just because, well, they're gonna get caught up in it anyway. It's like, let's just have a bit more common sense and realize that we have the ability to be in control of that. That's why we're here as twin flames. That's why the planet is ascending. Gaia is literally ready to shake off people with that mindset, because you're not doing anything productive for our children other than repeating the same patterns, okay? Except this time it's happening a little bit more aggressively and violently because of being rammed with social media stuff. Stop all the pictures with the filters and all of that shit. Normalize taking normal pictures of your children so that when they look at it, they don't see their face with animal prints and their eyes are bigger than they should be and their noses are smaller than they should be. It's like, just, I feel like going back to those like old school like Kodak Kodak cameras, you know what I mean, without all the filters and stuff. I think that people are it's going right over their heads, and they think that it's no big deal, like it's just this is the world today. It's like, yeah, but you also have the ability to shape that and have a voice and use it. Okay, let's wrap up this reading. We have the 5 of Cups. Okay, so trust that there's a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens or worries you. Okay, so I feel like you guys will be just fine if many of you are caught up in that space of being very fearful about what's going on in the world. That's why I feel like this message is coming through, because it's like, you guys have a voice, use it. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to take that stance and say, no, like, I don't want to be this easygoing, let me just let my kids do what they want to do because everybody else is doing it, and let's just fit into the norm of like staring at a screen all the time and posting every minute of our lives, dancing and TikTok videos, all of that stuff. It's just it's being a sheep. It's just going along with exactly what the agenda is. Let's just keep them engulfed in screen time so that there's no real connection, right? There's no real connection. Our kids don't know how to manifest because they don't know how to use their imagination. And if they can't manifest, then yeah, great. They'll just grow into adults who will just continue to feed the whole 9 to 5 agenda. No one's using their creativity. Everybody's working these dead end jobs. It's because social media, it's sucking the energy and imagination out of our children, and we need to put a stop to it. We need to take control. Let them practice painting. Let them do karaoke, come up with their own lyrics, take their favorite songs and find a way to act it out through drama using actions. Engage with your children and spend time with them, okay? Because yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want you to go along with the agenda of they'll just see it anyway. It's like, no, they won't, because we're going to be cracking down on it so that they don't have to be exposed to it. All right? So I don't know who this is for. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next reading, okay? All right. Bye, guys.